Look, I'm gonna just let y'all know, I messed up quite a few times. I'll bring them up when it shows up. It was probably a lot, I think. I know I messed up, but whatever. So, ulti's here with this stupid boss. So, first of all, the general gist of this boss is that you probably don't want it to hit you. Or if it's gonna hit you, you might want to tank. Maybe like Guy or Warrior of Light. Literally any tank if you're just gonna fight it, you know, quote unquote normally. Because it kind of hurts. Otherwise, you use the strategy of don't let them do anything. Don't let them turn. Don't let them attack. Just kill them. Rush them down. Delay them. Steal their turns. Delete their turns. Launch them and delay them. You know the works. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. You can bring people like Caius and Keese or Cecil. For the sake of just launches and a little bit of delay from the EX, if I remember correctly. Let's see, who else? Lightning, of course, and then pair her up with someone like maybe Kurasame and Ramza and Junk, and just let her do her thing. Though you will have to worry about the little tiny ones, so at least have a bit of AoE just so you can at least kill them before the orb goes down. Because that's of course another thing we, love to deal with, other LUFENIA orbs, but whatever. So yeah, about my team specifically. So as you can see with Guy, Balthier, Ultimisha, and Ram's a friend. So Guy's here to be that tank for the times that I'm not like, because I mostly fought this thing head to head, so I needed a tank, and therefore Guy was maybe not my best bet, but I wanted to use him because I wanted to use Balthier. Though the team kind of gets a little finicky due to the fact that they keep dispelling or cleansing themselves repeatedly. So it was sometimes forgot to put it back on, or I have no choice but to just like do Balthier's skill 2 just to get some decent damage off of it. Thankfully, like his LD buff, which is really good by the way, probably should have gotten him, or at the very least maybe not talk so much smack about it despite the fact how good it is. But that's neither here nor there for this video. But yeah, it helps him out in that damage department even when they resist, because it ups his HP damage up a smidge. It also helps Guy a little bit despite that you see on screen. But I mean, that's pretty good for him as far as when there's like 3 different enemies on the team. But yeah, I went off a little bit. So yeah, Guy's here for the Imperial Enchant and to be the tank. And specifically him because Balthier is here, and since all of these bosses resist range for some reason after we got him, I don't know. But Guy helps Balthier out in that part of the Imperial. And then Balthier helps everyone else out by making sure they do consistent damage. For the most part, And then Ulti, because this is her event, and I got lucky and got her BT on a ticket, so here she is. But yeah, otherwise it's pretty standard, I guess, as long as you either don't let them get a turn and just kill them, just mercilessly. They don't care about you, so you shouldn't care about them. Or if you're gonna fight it head on somewhat like this, then please bring a tank. They hit hard, and they kind of hit a lot if you let them. So yeah, that's the gist of it pretty much. Also, you may notice I'm being heavily aggressive with Ultimisha, mostly because at first, at least before the video, I didn't remember how to play her, like, at all. And then got a friend of mine to help me out with that, and I just went the whole rotation of, let's get that EX churning, like, every 2 seconds. I started being a little bit more sparse about it, like, later down the line, but only because, like, I was running out of skills, and I kind of needed to flesh them out a little bit. Also, while I'm on this point, perfect timing, those debuffs are kind of annoying, mostly just because I don't like losing damage, getting poisoned pretty much. So Balthier is perfect here because his LD just gets rid of them. It just does it. It's great. There's no reason it should, but it does. And that's another little plus about him. Of course, not all debuffs are super intense, but they are less annoying. Look, I forgot to reestablish the LD buff here. I'm pretty sure, so look, don't get on too hard, alright? I hadn't played her in like years, it feels. See, right here, all of this mess, yeah, he didn't do an HP dump, but the sheer fact that his turn was right after guys and he did all those hits? No. Yeah, no. A tank, please bring one, or don't let them do anything. Please. And then look at that, they just gain Brave just because they can. No rhyme or reason, they just say, hey, we're just gonna gain everything in the world, and you have to sit there. Like, that's stupid. You could bring X Death or something like that though, but his debuffs get taken off every like 5 seconds it feels, so you know, that one's more of a take at your own risk sort of thing. You can do it. Just, you know, expect you to reapply that thing a whole lot, you know. I feel like it was around this point in the fight where I was kind of like, dang, how many turns do I have to take? And I don't think I checked until like after the fight, which is a bad idea, you know, Jesus, freaking Brave. But yeah, it's a bad idea, at least for me, to not check, because then I could just be going through it all willy-nilly and be like, oh yeah, nah, it's fine, I did it in 60 turns, and the turn count was like 50, you know? And I think around here is when I started using like a bit more HP attacks while also still being very aggressive. And then that right there is what I'm talking about when it comes to losing the debuffs. It kind of hurts for Guy and Balthier, because the whole resist thing for Balthier and Guy being Guy. Like, Guy's fine, he really is. I like him. I have a better opinion of him now, but he still does need a little work, and I feel like it's a shame that JP didn't give him the work that he really needed. Which kind of sucks. It kind of shafted my man. It is really good with Sync, but like, it might as well be Sync's lost chapter, you know? See, thankfully here, little bots don't really care about resistances. They're just like, yeah, you can hit us with whatever. That kind of helps a little bit when it comes to Balthier's HP damage. So, you know, it's a blessing to have them out, and a curse as they slowly tick down to death, you know. And then that is stupid, because I forgot about that, and I was like, you can see me flipping through the screens, because I'm just like, what the heck do I do now? Yeah, no, be careful with that. They'll just Yeah, they're like, hey, would you like our debuffs? We'll trade. By that I mean we'll just take them and throw them away. You can have my debuffs for free, which sucks, but it's cool. It's cool. It's not cool, but I'm gonna say it's cool. Oh yeah, a quick thing here. At least for me, what I always like to do, and I didn't explain this in the beginning, my bad. But I always like to start off with skill 2 for when you first start out with her, because then you can go ahead and get that buff up. And the next time you go around, use the LD, then she gets one skill 2 back. So it's pretty much like you never used it. Sure, it's not as strong as just using the LD right off the rip, but I mean, I can go ahead and get back another skill 2. So it's almost like I have more than, you know, the original amount. At least that's how I feel. And here we go again with the Balth Dispel. It helps here. It might not help everywhere, because, you know, the debuffs are different and sometimes they're not as plentiful, but it helps when it does, you know? Can't really fault that much. I'm kind of playing with fire here a little bit because I continuously just keep whittling down my skill usages, like, until they're nothing. Because, you know, it's nice to live a little on the edge, you know? Just a little bit. But honestly, that probably could be how you're actually supposed to play her, somewhat like super aggressive and on and off maybe. I don't know. I don't know. So I just played her super aggressive. And I think that might be the last we ever see of God. I'm pretty sure it is. Because at this point, I need Ramza so I can get that whole burst into my actual character's burst, so I can do like stupid damage repeatedly. But God served his purpose. He protected the party very fine. He would be necessary and help all his damage out. Maybe not so much anymore since he's gone, but at this point, Ramza's constant battery and then ulti doing a bunch of different damage all the time will be fine. Plus Balth is more here for that LD buff than anything, so it's fine, you know. And now we go into the usual magic that you get from using a Ramza burst before your own character's burst. It's delicious. Now, I've heard this from a friend of mine, and I think, what is it, the Crystal Chronicles folks and whatnot, that this might be like most optimal situation. Skill 2 into LD, then get that skill 2 back, then EX, I think? Look at this garbage, this is what I'm talking, whatever. But yeah, skill 2 into LD so I can get the skill 2 back, then go into EX, then skill 2 spam, and then bam, burst. I could not ask for any more damage at that point. This is pretty much a wrap up right here. Ulti's going to be a mid-Italian for 3 turns. Balth is going to help everybody else with their damage, and Rams is going to do Rams things by launching repeatedly and letting everyone else get a turn in. So yeah, that's this fight. To recap, for team composition, basically make sure if you're going to fight it regularly head on, make sure you bring a tank so you can, at least you don't not die. Maybe a Porum if that works. She's still good. Or don't let them get anything. Don't let them get a turn. Just they don't get to play the game. So basically the usual strategy you would probably use for a bunch of different other LUFENIAs if you could. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So enjoy this last little cleanup and stay safe out there, alright?
射程だ。終わりよければ全てよしだろ。